Welcome, Scorpio, to your February 2019 card reading. So you are the last one that I'm doing. Save the best for last, right? It's just how it panned out. Although I do get guidance on how to go about doing them, so there might be a reason for it. We're going to give you an overall reading, and that's going to come from the Energy Oracle Card deck by Sandra Ann Taylor. I do get a lot of questions about this deck, so I like to show it. So this is going to be just the energy. It's not like definite predictions. Remember to only take what resonates with you. And I did have a comment on one of my other videos talking about like, oh, I'm just ready for, the readings that I watch to actually happen. And that struck me because I started to think about all the readings that I have watched and the energy updates and my horoscopes and like all that kind of stuff that I've watched over the years since I've been on my spiritual journey, since I've been awake. And what I have realized is there are probably only a couple readings, either personal readings that I have gotten or YouTube readings. I started with Doreen Virtue, used to watch her every single week, several years ago. And then I got into some other ones. And anyway, back to my original train of thought, there's only a couple that really stuck out. However, it's like I took a piece from every one that resonated. And sometimes I've clicked on ones that just didn't resonate. And I'm sure you guys can relate to that. And it just happens. It wasn't meant for you and you stumble upon it and it is what it is. But I took a piece from every single one that resonated a bit, and that led me a little bit further along in my journey. So I want to encourage you all to do the same. Take what resonates, and what you remember is going to help the next steps on your journey. If I say anything that doesn't resonate, ditch it. Remember, we're all powerful creators. You're manifesting your reality with your thoughts, and there is divine timing and all that kind of good stuff. But just because a card reading says certain things are going to happen does not mean that you have zero control over it. Like even if you get a personal tarot reading and it's like, well, this and this and this and this is going to happen, that's based on the energy as of now, and you can absolutely shift it. So I want to remind you all of your power. With that being said, let's get the general energy update for beautiful, beautiful Scorpio, February 2019. If you have anything top of mind that you have questions about, think about those now. I'm just going to take a second. Tune in with your energy. Tuning in. Oh gosh, okay. That card is the first one. Tuning in. There we go. They were taking a second to come out for you, Scorpio, but then they started. Sometimes it's just about the shuffling. To get... Let me see. Are these all for my beautiful Scorpios? Or is that me being careless? Nope. These are for you. These are for you. Okay. There might be one more in there. We'll see, but let's see what we started with. Now, after I do these general energy cards, we're going to pull specific ones for abundance and career and success and love and law of attraction that will help clarify the general energies. So the first card that you got was action. I feel like you have been taking action in your life, and I feel like you're ready for more. Like you're ready to rev it up. Is really what I'm feeling like. I'm struck to the horse. I'm drawn to the horse that's really like charging ahead. Like I'm ready. What's next? Victory. Now the card showed in reverse, but really what I'm feeling like is to pay attention to small victories. So I feel like, Scorpio, you have your eye like on this prize of where you want to be. But the card, especially because it came up in reverse, is talking about, yes, that's beautiful. Keep your eye on that prize, but also don't forget about these small victories. So you're taking action and you want to continue to reinforce the action that you're taking through saying, wow, like, look what happened here. Maybe you made a sale and that sale was for $10. And no, it's not the 7-figure salary you want, but the more that you acknowledge and are grateful for all those mini victories, just know that that is adding up to the larger victory. And that helps give you energetic momentum to move forward. It helps give you motivation, just mindset motivation to go forward, but it also helps just with the energy of where you were going. The temple path, this is talking about life purpose. This is talking about spiritual path. It's coming to say you're on the right path. You're taking action. Pay attention to these little victories. You're on the right path. Okay. So this card that came out was the Garden and the Gate, and this kind of goes along with the Victory card. Like, I feel like this little girl is looking off in the distance like look what's there. Look what could be out there. And I'm reading this card a little different than it typically comes out, but this is what I'm getting for it. She's looking out and it's like, this is where I want to be. But by only focusing on where she wants to be, she might be missing out what is around her in the time being. And she might be feeling a little stuck, like she's still stuck behind this gate. But the key is around her neck. The key to what she truly wants to manifest is around her neck. And how she unlocks the gate is just by paying attention to the small victories, knowing that she's on the right path, and just taking it like one step at a time. You got the thinking man in reverse, talking about not getting in your head too much. Like, I'm trusting. It's more about action for you this month. It's more about, okay, what's my next step? Let me put all of my energy into it. Anything that comes from this, let me be grateful, whether that is a lesson, whether that is some sort of growth, whether that is some sort of reward, no matter how big, no matter how small. Know that I'm on the right path, but you're not being encouraged. It's not a month to overanalyze, to overthink anything, because that's how you kind of feel like you're stuck where you are. You feel like you're not getting the traction that you want, is when we get stuck in our head. Last card that came out with you was the Magician and the Mirror, and this is talking about alchemy. This is talking about transformation. This is talking about taking something from nothing and growing it into something beautiful. And you're doing that. So let me just see, is there any other card? I felt like there might be one more left. Okay. All Tied Up in reverse and Anxiety were the two that came out. So again, this is just kind of like a little guidance, a little caution. Your anxiety, trying to plan too much at one time might make you feel a little tied up, but I'm also getting like you are moving past that stage now. Like you were really feeling some momentum now. So keep going with it. The card at the top was Man Holding a Heart, and I do feel like that's talking about following your passions, whether that is opening your heart to love, whether that is following your passions in career, business, whatever that is on your spiritual journey. Yeah, this is really good energy. I think I did save the best for last. Let's see what the other cards have to tell you. I'm being drawn to pull from the Abundance deck next. It was just sitting over there all shiny. So this is talking about abundance in all forms, how you see abundance. What does abundance mean for you? So remember, everything's energy. Money is energy. Experiences are energy. We're all made of energy. So what does abundance mean for you, an abundance of energy? How does that manifest? Does that manifest through cash? Probably, right? For most of us. Does that manifest through free time? Does that manifest through peace? Does that manifest through love? Does that manifest through relationships? So let's see what your abundance reading is for February. Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. Please give me cards for Scorpio. Nope. Please give me cards for Scorpio for February. Being drawn to this one. Scorpio for February. Okay, hold on. Scorpio for February. That one wanted to come out, and I put it back, and it was like, excuse me, I told you I wanted to come out. Okay, so the first one was have courage to ask and accept help. So this could be seeking some guidance on something. I'm feeling like this is more like your spiritual team. So you don't have to go about it alone. Others are here to help you. If you need help from somebody, have the courage to ask them. If you need help in terms of guidance, if you need help in terms of like knowing your next steps or just being able to be more grateful or foster that happier mindset or whatever, ask God, Spirit, your higher power, whatever that is to you. Ask for help. And it does take courage. It takes courage because you like to do everything on your own. So for some signs, since for some people, it is easy to ask others for help. But for you, you do like to do things on your own. You like to get shit done. So it might take more courage for you to ask for help from somebody than other people. But know that if you need it this month, then those other people or the guidance from above can really help you move through these beautiful stages. Face your financial fears is what came out next. When you are honest with yourself about fears of success or failure, they can no longer control you. So I'm feeling like the Garden and the Gate card that came out, a lot of what's holding her back from fully expressing who she is and getting out of the gate are these maybe even subconscious or sort of conscious fears of success or failure. And you can have fears of both. You can subconsciously have a fear of earning too much money, having a fear of being too successful. Like if you think of your success and then you automatically think, well, people will judge me, I won't have enough time, I won't have enough balance. That is a fear of success. And of course, the fear of failure is I don't want to put myself out there and fail. But being honest with yourself about these, when you are, they can no longer control you. So it's just kind of like bringing them to the surface. Be free of hidden fears by exposing them to the light of awareness, and you'll realize that you in fact have nothing to fear. And that every successful person has struggled with and released these self-doubts. So since you are moving forward and you're moving forward on your true path, you're moving forward to these bigger dreams. I feel like a lot of you are turning something out of nothing. Just naturally, these subconscious fears, these old beliefs get triggered. And we don't like them. And we're like, no, like I know what I'm doing. That's not who I am. Like, go away. But you actually will be able to process them a lot quicker if you just bring them to light and say, you know what? There is a huge part of me that is scared to death I'm going to fail, that I'm going to be poor forever, that I'm not going to have enough money for retirement. Like, bring it up, shine light on it, and ask your guides and angels to help you with them. Say, please release these from me. I know I'm on the right path. Please take these away, and call in the bright, beautiful light from source, that universal energy, and fill all of the places where those fears were with that light. Conscious consumer is the next card you got, and this is in terms of your abundance. It says you have the power to heal and help the world with your decision to buy only products and services that are ethical and environmentally friendly. As a conscious consumer, you choose to invest in fair trade and organic goods. You live simply, and you purchase only that which you need. So I do feel like you kind of are still on this journey in terms of abundance. So it's not a month to like splurge or put yourself in a position where you feel like you are not where you want to be. It might be a month to more live simply and know that you are getting to where you want to be. I could be speaking to some people. I'm also getting, for a lot of us, it's just paying attention to where you invest your money. Money is energy. Where are you putting your energy? And whenever you put your energy into other people who are doing good, into businesses who are trying to do good, into charities that you believe in, like when you put your energy into that, then others will put their energy into you through the manifestation of money, if that makes sense. Okay, the last card you got was Sever Vows of Poverty. So I do feel like for a lot of you, there are some karmic patterns involving money, perhaps not being as successful as you want. There's some subconscious fears, there's some belief patterns, and this is the month to sever them because you are on the right path. You are making big things happen, one step at a time. And the universe is asking you to please, so that you can fully embrace these changes and these shifts, please sever these vows. Please bring these fears up to light and allow them to process. It says, dear one, there is no need to suffer or sacrifice. Hold the intention of undoing any vows of poverty or self-denial that you have made consciously or unconsciously in any lifetime. As you do so, all effects of these vows will be undone for everyone involved in all directions. So again, this is whenever you call on your angels. And I mentioned Doreen Virtue at the beginning of this, which is funny because I don't think I've ever mentioned her before, other than I have a lot of her cards. She actually has a meditation on YouTube that is severing vows. And she calls in all the different archangels and you sever vows of poverty and celibacy and like all these different things. Oh gosh, I wish I could remember the name of the meditation. I would look for that. It's a really good meditation. But as the card said, just setting the intention right now. You can do it right at this very moment. I, as of this moment, sever all vows, ties, past contracts that I have to poverty in any form. I sever all vows, contracts, energy patterns to lack in any form. I release them now and forever. I am free. So be it, and so it is. We give thanks to the universe and the angels and our guides. Okay, so let's move now on to career, life purpose, business, creative ventures, whatever this means for you. This can be a job, this can be a business, this can be, like I said, a creative venture. This can be whatever you feel like your purpose is, being a caretaker, being a parent, being a volunteer. Whatever that is for you, the cards are going to speak to that. They are Archangel Gabriel cards. Archangel Gabriel is the angel of parenthood and also birthing new creations. It's the angel that you want to call on when it comes to business, when it comes to writing, artwork, any creative expression. Archangel Gabriel helps with all that. So let's see, Scorpio. What do we have? What do we have for February for Scorpio? Okay, what do we have for February for Scorpio? February for Scorpio. February for Scorpio. Anything else? I keep getting this feeling for you that like one more card wants to pop out. And it just did. Oh, two more. Okay. So let's see what we have. Perfectionism is the first card that you got. Polishing your creative projects is fine, but don't allow perfectionistic fear to result in procrastination. This so much goes with what we were talking about in the beginning, like just being okay with where you are now and knowing that you are growing from it. You're not at your end game yet. And I do feel like a lot of Scorpios do tend to be a bit perfectionistic. Not all, but some. And there's nothing perfect in this whole universe. So remember that. There's absolutely nothing perfect in this whole universe. Trust that your creations, that your business, that your work, whatever it is, if you pour loving energy into it, it doesn't have to be perfect. And honestly, it never will be. Daily practice. Again, you are just like on this journey. You are making stuff happen one day at a time. The more you practice your new skill, the more comfortable and confident you become with it. So that comes after the perfectionism. I'm feeling like some of you may have been holding yourself back until something was perfect. And what this card is saying, like, put yourself out there or do something, do a little expression of whatever this is every single day or just a little bit at a time. So I remember I used to have a podcast. It's called Mindful Mondays. It's still up on iTunes, but I haven't invested much time into it because I've kind of shifted what I've been doing. I just didn't have enough time, honestly. And my first podcast, I cannot tell you, I wrote out a whole script. I edited it. Like, I edited out every single breath that I took, every single pause, every single, like, if I would like stumble on a word. I probably spent like 15 hours on that one episode. But I did it and I put it out there. And then as time went on, I just spoke freely. Like, I stopped using a script. I stopped editing because I freaking hate editing. It sucks the life out of my soul. And I got a positive response. So that first episode wasn't any better than any of the other episodes that I put out. But it was so much easier and it flowed so much more freely with me. But it's like you just had to go through that stage of just like being really nervous and putting something out there for the first time, and then you get more comfortable and you realize, like, yeah, I'm never going to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect, but I have to put this out there. And so that's what this card is saying. Like, just every single day, what you are working on is getting to your end goal. Creative expression is the next card you got. So part of this, as I'm seeing, is two people. So there could be a partnership or a collaboration of some kind. It says God's divine creativity is expressed through your actions. So you don't want to hold back the divine creativity that wants to be expressed through you because of perfectionism. You don't want to doubt it because it's not where you want to be yet. You want to be grateful and allow it to flow through you because you are building something very, very powerful. Next is allow yourself to receive. So again, this goes along, it's really reinforcing some of these subconscious blocks. Really, really, really reinforcing it. And it says, open your arms to welcome the blessings and answered prayers that God is sending you. So you don't want to get into the pattern of work, and then nothing's coming back. You want to put energy into something and then open yourself back up to receive it. Okay, so these last two cards could be speaking only to a few people, but they came out together. You got sensitivity, speeches, and speaking. So these cards are coming to say there are some of you who are meant to put your voice out there. Now that could be through speeches and speaking. It could be through a variety of different ways that we share our voice with the world. But the cards come to say, like, you're feeling a little sensitive about it. But let me read the sensitivity card. It says your sensitive feelings are your muse and inspiration for your creativity. And the speeches and speaking says you have an important message to deliver to other people. So if you are like holding yourself back because you're feeling just not as confident, and this doesn't even have to be making a speech in front of a whole bunch of people. This could be like making a podcast or YouTube video. It could just be talking about what you are doing to other people. Like, you might just be nervous about that. But instead of focusing on your own fears, the cards are encouraging you to put yourself out there because the world needs it. Like, you were given these divine gifts, this divine creativity that needs to be expressed through you. Creativity is not just artwork or music, it's everything that we pour our energy into. You were given this because you were meant to share it with the world. So I know that it might be a little scary for some, and the cards are recognizing that as well. Like I said, I'd been there. And it still is hard to put myself out there at times on YouTube and things like that. But the world needs your message. So keep that in mind. Keep in mind, instead of focusing on your own fear, but what you are actually delivering to others. And the card at the bottom was open your heart to love. It says, the more you open your heart and pour love into your creations, the greater their life force energy. So whenever you pour love, you're not pouring perfectionism into it. Perfectionism is the energy of it's not good enough. What you have to do, what you have to say is good enough. Pour the energy of love, of your gifts into it instead of fears or doubts. Okay, so the last deck that I'm going to pull for you is a love reading. So this can speak to if you're in a relationship, how to deepen it. If you have concerns about a relationship, it could be speaking to that. If you are single, it could be speaking to that. Now, please remember that time is linear. So the energy that you do in February might not lead to exactly a result, let's say, in your love life. But I would say it is better to follow the energy than not to follow the energy, because it is guidance. Only if it resonates with you, of course. But we don't want to take the guidance from the cards and say, well, the cards said that I would be married by the end of February, and I'm just not married yet, so I don't know. It's the energy behind things. So the cards often come out to show you a long-term outcome that happens if you put certain energies in starting now, if that makes sense. So, okay. Love and relationships for Scorpio. Love and relationships for Scorpio. Love and relationships for Scorpio. Whoopsie. Love and relationships for Scorpio. I know there's one more in here. I know. Love and relationships. No. Love. Oh, there it is. Okay. Very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So this is talking about either deepening a relationship, progressing in a relationship, calling in a relationship. Something is shifting very soon. Or perhaps for some, it just shifted. That's what I'm feeling. So I absolutely love that this card came out, since I used it as an example, saying the reading had a wedding card, so why am I not married? This card is talking about a deeper commitment of some kind. So very soon there will be a deeper commitment in relationships. Whatever that means for you. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in the present moments. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of forward movement and momentum on your journey in every single aspect of your life this month. As you do move forward, there are going to be constantly opportunities for old wounds to make themselves apparent, old belief systems to arise, and for you to let them go. For some, if you're in a relationship, the card, and there are some things from the past, some past resentments, the cards are saying, like, it's time to release them. Like, it's time to do what you need to do, perhaps counseling or spiritual guidance or something, so that you can move past anything that you feel is holding you back. But just as a general reading, I'm feeling like if there is a deeper commitment, or if there is like a start of a relationship, or if you're just ready for a relationship, then opening yourself up to that energy, whatever it is for you, it's going to naturally bring about some things that just need healed from your past. This could be from past relationships. It could be from just long held beliefs, like your parents' relationships. Like, it's very interesting. Wow. Okay. Okay. It's very interesting how we interpret things as a child and then we internalize them and they manifest in like really crazy ways. And if you notice a manifestation, but you don't know where it's arising, like you don't know where it's coming from, you can ask your subconscious, you can ask even your higher self, and it will let you know. And it's also going to help you learn and heal from it. The card at the bottom was love yourself first. And that goes just along with the forgiving and the healing. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. And you really are getting to that place. You know, I feel like you're just progressing so much on your journey this month in every single aspect, in every single regard. And through that, you are learning to let go of self-defeating thoughts and behaviors that you're not good enough, you don't deserve. You're releasing these vows of poverty, your financial fears, your fears of success, forgiving and learning from past relationships, and you're developing just a greater sense of respect for yourself. And that plays into everything. So, okay. The law of attraction card that came out for you. This is your last law of attraction message, just to kind of carry with you throughout this month. It says, worrying about illness can create more illness. When you give your attention to something, your potential for attracting it is increased. The more vivid the details, the more likely you are to attract it into your experience. And so any negative emotion you feel while observing something is an indication that you are negatively attracting. So this can be talking about an illness. This can also be talking about as some of these things that need healed come up in terms of finances. If you don't allow them to come up and bring them to light, then it can shift your perspective. So if the financial fears, let's say the fear of poverty is in your subconscious, then and you don't bring it to light, then you can be hyper-focused on all of this lack in your life, like not having enough, not having enough, not having enough. But once you bring it to light, you release it, and then you shift your focus, as we mentioned in the beginning, to being grateful for the small victories. Then you shift what you were attracting. So I think this is across the board because very similar lessons came up in every single area in terms of your career, your life purpose, abundance, your relationships, and just overall releasing what needs to be released and not focusing on anything that you don't want to attract. Focus on where you're going one step at a time and know you're heading in the right direction and keep your focus on that. All right, I am wishing you so much love and light. If you would like a personal healing, a personal card reading, I specialize in distance energy work with people all over the world. You can find my website in the link below. It's reikiwithrachel.com, as well as a free MP3 energy healing download. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a beautiful, beautiful February.